What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Teofimo Lopez, whatever you want to call him. All right, he's back in the news calling out Jaron Ennis. He has made tweets toward Jaron Ennis, and I want to go ahead and read it. And I want to read a few dumb tweets that are followed up with it. All right, it says they're playing mind games. Don't listen to them and agree to the terms. I am two-time lineal champion, and beating me will make you a three-time lineal and history. I don't get that. So come get that easy work for you. And he tagged Jaron Ennis. He said I'm a two-time lineal champion, and beating him would make him a three. That don't even make sense. No, the freak it wouldn't, because it's not like he's fighting for the lineal title. Like, I don't get it. Anyways, it says sitting at the park waiting for boots. It makes sense now why they call it the Philly shell then. So pretty much saying that he's in a shell, he's hiding or whatever, man. I'm gonna speak on all this, but I want to go ahead and get on this next tweet, bro, that comes up, because I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna tell you guys about the hypocrisy in boxing and what goes on, especially when it comes to certain fighters or whatnot. I'm gonna speak on that, but this dude, and people listen to him, says, wow, all facts, not boxing rumor. Bruce Ennis is now totally ducking Teofimo, and Devin Haney wants the insane money to face Teo. Money that wouldn't even be printable if Haney was still at the WBC champ, 140 champ. As that's really Haney ducking Teofimo, they're all ducking, and he tags Teofimo Lopez. So, I mean, he earned the name Rick Glazer, because he definitely glazes a lot. But let me go ahead and talk about it. First and foremost, let's talk about this, right? He says that Bruce Ennis is ducking Teofimo. I promise to God, this is the funny part. This is the funny, and I can understand more frustrated part of boxing, especially when you are in the professional and you have a big name. They will do things, right? They'll do things like, now you have never heard Jaron Ennis call out Teofimo Lopez, right? You never heard him say, bro, Teo, he'll move down to fight Teo, whatever. But they'll do things like this and say, oh, Jaron Ennis is ducking Teofimo because Teofimo called him out. No, though they're not in the same weight class. And I will speak on that, because I know a lot of y'all are gonna say, "Oh, what about Andre Ward and Triple G?" I'm definitely gonna touch on that. So hold your horses. I'm gonna put a pin on it. I'm gonna spin the block on that. I'm gonna double back with you. But they'll say things like Teofimo or Jaron Ennis is ducking Teofimo, two separate weight classes or whatnot, and then because Jaron Ennis is not interested in facing Teofimo, he stated that he wants to go for undisputed or whatever, right? This is what they do though, right? Pay attention. If Jaron Ennis were to turn around and fight Teofimo and beat the brakes off of Teofimo like we all suspect he would, I promise you I can put my life on it. I can put my kids' life on it. Them same people will turn around and say, oh, wow, you just knocked out a 140-pound champion. You fought a guy that was moving up from 140. That's exactly what they're gonna say, bro. I kid you not. I have seen this so many times. That's exactly what the narrative they're gonna run with. Oh, Jaron Ennis' best win was a 140-pound fighter. Dude, it is no, like, that's why I say, bro, it is no pleasing. You will try to burn yourself pleasing the fans. Now, back to what I was gonna say. I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, oh, well, what about Triple G? You spoke about how Triple G ducked Andre Ward, and they're in two different weight classes. Okay, here's the difference, right? Teofimo is doing Teofimo. For one, first of all, is the one that's calling out Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis isn't worried about Teofimo. I have a saying where it's like, it's not considered a duck if it's in two separate weight classes, unless you have a situation like Triple G, where Triple G tried to make fights with Arthur Abraham, Carl Froch. It was either Arthur Abraham or Mikkel Kessler. But it was one of the, it wasn't both. It was one of the two. No, it wasn't Arthur Abraham. It was Mikkel Kessler. It wasn't Arthur Abraham. He tried to make a fight with Mikkel Kessler, Carl Froch, and I want to say Julio Cesar Chavez, all at 168. Triple G stated he would be willing to fight anybody from the weight classes of 154 to 168, and he would knock out anybody from 154 to 168. All right. Andre Ward tries to get a fight with Triple G. He's like, I bet. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm your Huckleberry. What's up? We can make that happen. Triple G then says, nah, you have to come down to 164. But bro, you just said you was willing to move up to 168 to knock out anybody, and you just tried to make a fight with Carl Froch and Mikkel Kessler, two guys that I beat. Like, if you know, two guys that Andre Ward beat. You tried to make a fight with both of them at 168. But me, the person that beat both of them, you want me to come down to 164. Dre has not fought below 168 in like since like 2006 or something like that. And this was in like 2014, 15, whatever. All right. It's a big difference. Triple G called out everybody at 168. Ward tried to make that happen. They wanted Ward to come down to 164. And then Triple G made the famous interview that's still on YouTube where he says Ward is too much for him right now. All right. Difference. Teofimo Lopez is calling out Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis is not focused on Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is at 140 pounds. Jaron Ennis is at 147 pounds. Big difference, bro, because you're not even in my same weight class, so I'm not focused on you. You come up here, come up to 147, make some. It's just like the way I feel about Gary Russell and Tank Davis. I don't feel like Tank. A lot of people say Tank Davis is ducking Gary Russell. That's not a duck to me, bro. Gary Russell fights at 126. The dude has not fought since 2022, January 2022 to be exact. So over 3 years. All right, he has been calling out Tank Davis. Tank Davis fights at 135. It makes absolutely no sense in the world for Tank to sit here and amuse that, because all that's going to be said is, well, Tank beat up a guy 2-weight class, even though Tank has been doing that, but Tank beats a guy that's 2-weight classes, whatever, below him, whatever. All right, and I've always stated, if you go look at check the videos. If you go look at them, you will see, bro. I've always stated, if Gary Russell wants to actually, if he wants to be considered or if he actually wants to be taken serious and be put in a position where Tank has to fight him, he has to put himself in that position, and the only way he's going to do that is by moving up to 135 and fighting the big names. Then you put yourself in a position where Tank Davis has to see you. Okay, that's not. But did Gary Russell do that? Absolutely not. So is it a duck? Absolutely not, because this is two completely different weight classes. And the same would be for Jaron Ennis and Teofimo. If Teofimo is not going to move up to 147 and put himself in position to fight for Jaron Ennis, right? If he's not gonna move up to 147, or if he's not willing to move up to put himself in, then bro, it's not a duck, because at the end of the day, Jaron Ennis is not calling out Teofimo. They're in two different weight classes. You can't call somebody a duck when they're not in your same weight class. Now, when Teo moves up to 147, and it don't even matter. He don't even have to fight nobody big. Once he just establishes himself at 147, he relinquishes the belts at 140 and moves up to 147 and calls out Jaron. I'm sorry. Then we can say, okay, Jaron, what you gonna do? It's on you. But until then, bro, no, it's all smoke and mirrors. And then besides that, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I said in my video before, I hope they ice out Teo. Teo don't deserve a fight with nobody with all these racist remarks that he been making. No. Teo can get on down. I hope they starve him out. I hope like, just because of what he said with his racist remark, I hope he go broke. Because ain't nobody finna give him no payday opportunity. I don't think Devin Haney should. I don't think Teofimo Lopez should. I don't think Keyshawn Davis should. I don't think Shakur Stevenson should. I don't think Tank Davis should. I don't think none of them should fight dude, bro. Just based off the fact that, bro, and again, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, because this is chess, not checkers. You gonna get all the dummies and the casuals, and you know the guys that only have courage on the internet, or the keyboard courage warriors. They're going to all come on here and they're going to all say, oh, yeah, you don't want them to fight because, you know, they're ducking, they're scared of Teo and all this type of stuff. Man, I promise to God on my mother, I would any one of y'all that feels that way, if Jaron Ennis and Teofimo Lopez fights, on my mother, on your mother, I would bet 500 for anybody that wants to put that money up. We can bet 500 that Jaron Ennis beats the shit out of Teofimo. So stop the cap. Ain't nobody scared or no worried about no Teofimo, bro. I think Jaron will hurt that man, bro. This is the same dude that had issues with Jermaine Ortiz. This is the same dude that had issues with Sandor Martin. Now just imagine a slick guy like Jaron Ennis, and that can pop hard, and that's bigger than you. But I think Jaron will dust Teo, bro. So before anybody try to say that anything about a duck or they're scared, Put your money where your keyboard is. Besides that, I just don't think that they should be fighting the dude. The dude don't deserve that opportunity. Anybody that use racism as clout and stuff, man, you get your clown self out of here. You ain't your clown delusional daddy. 2-time undisputed champion, and you ain't even been undisputed in one weight class. You ain't never had you had the WBC franchise status. That's not a title. You ain't never had the WBA 140 pound title. You ain't never had the WBC 140 pound title. You ain't never had an IBF 140 pound title, but you want to call yourself a 2-time undisputed champion. Then you want to go back to talking about Terrence Crawford. When Terrence Crawford pulled up on your fishneck nose ass, you ain't had nothing to say. You ain't had, oh, it's just publicity. It's just publicity. Or what do you say? No, it's all promotion. It's all for promotion. Yeah, it's all fun and games until Bud pull up on you. Then it's all promotions. Like, that dude is a... And you know what's sad is that people are sitting here really trying to call black fighters or blacks sensitive because, bro, this dude is saying something racist and we speaking on it. Now you got these YouTube channels and all that for saying we're sensitive, dog. Because we speak about that. We speak up because this man is using racial terms. But all of a sudden we sensitive? Get out of here, bro. Tio is a clown and a lame, and I don't respect and I don't like him. I'm still just shocked, right? Well, you know what? His daddy didn't say it though. Cause I was gonna say his daddy got clucked around the whole boxing gym, bro. Yeah, that's facts. I know people beat up for saying that, bro. Anyways, and once again, you're gonna have people try to come on here, oh, you're making it about race. No, he made it about race when he stated those racial terms. So go check him. Like, man, that's crazy. Anyways, man. If Jaron Ennis were to fight Teofimo Lopez, I would have Jaron Ennis stopping Teofimo in the late rounds. I think it does make for an interesting matchup stylistically. It does make for an interesting matchup. But who knows? I just don't see Teofimo. Though Teofimo is very athletic, and I don't even like to get this. I mean, if you guys watch my channel, you guys will know I was a fan of Teo. I was a big fan of Teo, man. How he fights and all that, man. I was a big fan of Teo, man. But after all this stuff, bro, I'm just tired of it, bro. It's like, damn, bro. It just makes it, for me, bro, this is what irritates me, bro. Y'all do it, they do all this stuff, and it just makes it hard to love the sport, because it's like, nah, bro, you bringing in a race. Fam, keep the race out of it and let's enjoy the sport, bro. Like, damn, bro, let's enjoy the sport. That's crazy, man. But anyways, oh, that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Who do you see winning the fight? Do you even want to see Jaron Ennis versus Teofimo Lopez? You think he's selling wolf tickets? But what do I know?